Chiefs don't want him to play basketball. Stephen A., are they right to do this?
I think they are. I don't have any problem with it whatsoever. This dude is big time. He's electrifying. He's box office, and I can't have him.
Keeps you in shape.
I don't give a damn. Figure out another way to do it. You could be because see, you got to remember something. When you're on the court, when you're great,
yeah,
and you're on the court engaging in recreational activity against guys that are just having fun playing with you, they also want to compete against you. Anything could happen. The twisting of the and don't get me wrong, you can do that working out by yourself, and we understand that. But when you're on the court with people who have less to lose, but more in their minds to prove, you never know when you're going to be on the court with a knucklehead and, you know, they get a little bit too physical, twist your ankle or stuff like that. I know that can happen anyway, don't get me wrong, and I understand the argument about, oh, my goodness, you know, you don't own him or whatever. But you know what? It's a bad, bad brother. And if I were the GM, I would have placed the call to him. It wouldn't have been to his agent. It would have been directly to him. I'd have been like, yo, man, I'm very, very scared. I'm very scared. I need you. Yes, I need you to what? Could you do me a favor, please, and go and play miniature golf or something like that? Could you do me a favor, please? Because I need you. We can't do anything without you. Oh, I don't have any problem with it whatsoever.
First of all, Stephen A. is right.
Boring.
Stephen A. is right about that, because every time I go to dunk on him on this show, I got to make sure that I don't wind up with a twisted ankle.
Oh, by the way, just so the audience knows, we all know that's a lie with your back.
You ain't lying. By the way, it's been barking all day today. I barely got out of bed.
Matt couldn't jump on a curb.
You ain't lying about that.
Right.
Look, you're right. If I was the GM, I'd call up Patrick Mahomes, too, and be like, but I wouldn't be like, hey, stop playing basketball. I'd say, good sir, please, would you consider not playing basketball? Because Patrick Mahomes do whatever the hell he wants. He has all the leverage to live his life precisely as he wants because he is a generational talent. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Now, if I were the Chiefs, not only would I implore him to do it, I might even say, Patrick, I'll even open up the deal and put another $1 million in there just so, like, I will compensate you somehow, not only for not playing basketball, but for any time you're not on the football field practicing. I would like you sitting like in one of those old school Craftmatic adjustable beds. I would like everything around you to be soft and pliable. I do not want you I'd like you to, when you walk out of the house, to wear a bicycle helmet, please, with knee pads and stuff. I want this dude in a bubble when he's not. Of course, I want it to be as safe as possible. But he has every right to tell the team, no, I'm not going to do that. That's how I get myself juiced by playing basketball. And I think if the team wants him to stop, they could incentivize him to stop somehow.
No, I don't know if that's true, Max. You said he has every right to do that. I'm totally with Stephen A. on this. I mean, they got to protect their investment. And it's only a reflection of how valuable he is that they're like, man, come on, basketball, what are you doing? There's a clause in almost every NFL player's contract that says you should not participate in any activity that has a significant risk of injury. Now, there's obviously a lot of wiggle room in every single one of those words, but basketball is clearly something that presents a significant risk of injury.
Look at that video. Car.
Yeah, but Max, come on. You know, driving a car is a part of everyday life. It's not part of something somebody's choosing to do to put themselves in harm's way. Playing basketball, like snow skiing or any other thing we've seen athletes do that aren't necessary to their daily life, nor their training for their particular career they're getting paid multi-millions of dollars for, is a risk that is unnecessary to take. Look at that video. You just tell me how many inches are between Pat Mahomes' ankle and Billy Bob down at the Y's slow step to try to defend him. This is a risk that is unnecessary.
It's not actually, if you looked at, I mean, the chances that you actually get hurt doing that, it exists, but it's actually very low. That Patrick Mahomes on any given day goes to the gym and winds up with some career-altering injury or some injury that's going to cost him time. Most people who play basketball don't wind up like, oh, all of a sudden you can't play football again. So yes, there is some risk associated with it, but like basketball is not the kind of leisure activity that there's so much, like riding a motorcycle may fall under that category, not playing basketball. Not really.
We see Achilles blown out, ACLs blown out.
Yeah,
we see stuff blown out all the time. This is what the Chiefs are worried about. This is what they have a right to make a call about. This is not something Pat Mahomes has to do to stay in shape. Stephen A. just said there are other things you can do, things with lower risks.
They have a right to make a call, but they don't have a right to tell them to stop.
Here's what you're missing, Max. Every player contract has standard prohibitive activities in their contract.
Right.
So the question is, what's in the contract that you're allowed to or not allowed to do? That's a CBA question.
Yeah.
The Players Association can answer that, whatever. But it is entirely plausible that in a contract, in a contract like Patrick Mahomes, they don't want you.
Well, if it's in the contract, it's in the contract. But let me flip it around. Sorry, NFL, this is the way it is. If I had a basketball player on my team, on a basketball team, and he was playing tackle football in his spare time, I would have every right to say, timeout, that's too risky. According to any letter or spirit of any agreement we have saying don't take risks, you cannot play tackle football.
But
that ain't basketball.
I'm not
Basketball
sure.
is a
I
safe
have a
sport.
question for both of you. I could be wrong. You spent a lot of time in LA, used to live there. Don't a ton of guys, former NBA, former NFL players, play pickup basketball at UCLA all the time?
All the time.
Yes.
Time out. But every contract is different.
Yeah.
So let's say, for example.
And softball games.
I understand that. So say, for example, again, if you're a quarterback, I need your arms, I need your legs, I need everything. You see what I'm saying? If you're a basketball player that's 300 pounds or whatever, we know what the team might not mind you running up and down the basketball court. They might appreciate it.
You
see what I'm saying?
Yeah, not just that. Not just that. Different
player.
players have different values.
That's what I just said. That's what I just said.
You pointed out particular skill sets, but it's not worth the fight for teams on some guys. Richard Sherman tweeted about this and said that everybody plays basketball and these guys can do what the hell they want. I just beg to differ. Pat Mahomes is of particular unique value to the Kansas City Chiefs. They want to protect him in every way they can.
I could argue, actually, I could easily make the argument that playing basketball happens to be excellent training if you're any kind of athlete.
You keep acting
it
like
actually
it's
has
swimming.
relatively low risk associated with it and helps you in a number of ways in terms of hand-eye coordination, etc.
Come on.
Including getting your wind up, stuff like that.
This isn't riding a motorcycle.